tal, amigos de Más Motor y de todas nuestras redes de este mundo maravilloso que es el mundo del rally? Hemos querido comenzar esta temporada este año con una suerte de conversación entre amigos, entre gente que respiramos el mismo aire, el aire del rally. Quiero presentarle a ustedes al eximio periodista Colin. Hello, Colin. How are you?
Hi, Sebastian. I'm very, very well, thank you. And thank you very much indeed for having me on your program again. It's great to be talking to you.
How do you see all this, what is happening with Monte Carlo? It's a lot of different things are happening in Monte Carlo. So give us your idea.
Yeah, Sebastian, it's like really anywhere in Europe right now. France is struggling with its own problems, and therefore to run an event like the Monte Carlo Rally is going to be difficult. They have a curfew just now in France, which means you're not allowed out between the hours of 6 o'clock in the evening and 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, as you know, traditionally the Monte Carlo Rally, we have lots of stages that run well into the early evening, sometimes into the late evening. They start really early in the morning. So the organisers have had a real job on their hands to rework the schedule to try and fit in with these new regulations that apply to everyone in France just now. So they've done a great job, and we have to start off by saying that the organisers of the Monte Carlo Rally have done a fantastic job. Sebastián Etcheverry, he didn't win last year, but don't forget last year was his very first event in that Toyota. He was finding his way with that new team. Etcheverry has won the Monte Carlo Rally 6 times now. I think it is. He's going for a 7th win, which would be a record equaling 7th win. Only Loeb has won it 7 times in the past. The weather conditions look interesting. It looks like we might get a bit of snow for the Monte Carlo week, Sebastian. So, if we're looking at who would do well in these conditions, who will have the experience to do well in these conditions, well, you have to say Etcheverry in his 2nd year with Toyota, with the vast experience he got in Monte Carlo, he would be my man to watch, Sebastian.
We cannot skip the fact that Sweden has been cancelled. Not a good news to not have a snow race. What are your?
Let me stop you there, Sebastian. I think we are going to have a snow race. I really do. You're quite right. It's a real shame that we're not going to Sweden. But one of the biggest events in the world outside of the WRC is the Arctic Rally in Finland, near Rovaniemi. It's right up in the north. It's in more or less the Arctic Circle. Guaranteed snow, guaranteed ice, guaranteed cold weather. It will be a very suitable replacement for Rally Sweden. It really will. -20, -30 degrees Celsius. It's proper cold, it's proper challenging, it's proper winter.
Snow driving is unbeatable.
It's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. And if anything, the Arctic Rally will be quicker than Rally Sweden. I'm told these roads are really fast roads. In Sweden, sometimes we get slightly narrower roads that slow the speeds down a little bit. But I'm told around Rovaniemi, the roads they use there are all incredibly fast roads. So it'll be quite a spectacle. And as I say, I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And it'll be interesting to see who is well suited to that, who goes well there. It'll be really interesting because it'll be a new rally for nearly all of our top drivers.
We have seen that Europe is not going better. It's on the other hand, it's going worse. And I think the restrictions for social distances, for service parks, or for everything are going to get quite stronger and quite harder than they have been at this moment. How do you see this year future on the rally, on the calendar?
Well, again, you've got to say there are a lot of people working very, very hard to give us a championship this year. We had 7 rounds last year. I think we'll get more than that this year. I really do. It's going to be a difficult start to the year for sure, because things in Europe are certainly not improving maybe as quickly as we hoped they would. we've now got quite a bit of experience of how to run a COVID-aware rally. We're now experienced in how to do that and how to run the service park, how to run the stages, educate the rallying public and the rally fans, and to allow us to have a championship this year. And it will happen. I'm confident of that, and I'm confident that we'll get at least 10 rounds this year, and fingers crossed we'll get more.
This is something I am very sorry to touch this subject, but I have to.
I know what you're going to say.
UK is not going to the calendar. What are your feelings about the UK, the UK not being in the rally with all the history that it takes with?
I was really upset by it. I didn't think that it was suitable for a British round of the World Rally Championship. We didn't try hard enough. We didn't do enough. We didn't go far enough to make it a worthy round of the World Rally Championship. And it was a little embarrassing because you were there and you were a new round in the championship and you put a great round on. You as newcomers were putting on a better round than we were. And that shouldn't, no disrespect to you and your team, Sebastian, but that shouldn't happen. You have these rounds which have got they've got the support from the locals, as in, the volunteers, the marshals, they've got the experience, and they should be able to deliver a standard which people look up to, and that didn't happen. The question is, when will it return? Now there's a chance it could return next year, but as you know, once you're off this calendar, there are so many other real quality rallies fighting to be on the calendar that it is 3 or 4 or 5 times more difficult to get back onto the calendar again. And there's a lot of discussions need to be had in the UK about the way forward, and we need to see where it's gone wrong, and we need to try and put that right.
I'm honored to express a very personal opinion. I was watching one Monza rally that gives the end of the last year very strange season. But I didn't watch as a good rally. I watched it as a rally that was this mix with the tarmac and the mud because of the weather. Of course, it works like a rally, but it didn't look good. What is your opinion about that rally?
Well, listen, number one, I completely understand your point of view. I completely understand it. It looked at times a bit messy with cones and, as you say, with tracks across parkland. It did look a bit messy, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it was challenging. It was really challenging. The weather made it challenging. It showed potential, Sebastian. It had problems, that's for sure. It had problems, it had issues. If it was a longer event, would it work? I think it would. If they had more time to prepare it, I think it would work very well. What it does give us is it gives us something different. We have to, our sport, much as we love our sport, much as we love the history of our sport, it has to change. It has to change where, it has to be more attractive to sponsors. It has to be more attractive to manufacturers. It has to be more accessible to the fans. There have to be more touch points for the rally with the fans, with the sponsors, with the manufacturers. And something like Monza gives you massive potential to do all of that. So I think that Monza was an interesting concept. I would not like to see, if we had a 12-round championship, I wouldn't want to see more than 1 or 2 events that were like Monza. But I think that as an individual event within a bigger, more diverse calendar, I think it could work. And I think it does offer something different and something that could potentially be very, very beneficial to the sport. But I completely agree with everything you said. At times, it looked really messy.
And now I'm going to touch your heart. And now it's time I need to touch your heart. In the last show that we invite you, you gave us a forecast that Elfyn Evans would be the world champion. And in the same rally, we were all looking, and we were all, the minute that Elfin take that right turn and start spinning on his back and start going back, and says, everybody of us, we were holding the car, no, and they go down. And the first thing again goes through my mind is, I know somebody who in this minute is absolutely devastated.
Well, I was. And I tell you where I was. I was on the next stage. I was in a little village on the next stage, and the snow was coming down so hard. Elfin knew that it wasn't going to be an easy task. He knew it was going to be difficult. It was very difficult to take. It really was, because we in this country we had tremendous success with Colin McRae and with Richard Burns, but that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, and you cannot underestimate the value of a homegrown world champion to any sport. The minute you have a world champion in any sport, kids want to know about it. Kids want to be. The kids of maybe not quite my generation, but a slightly younger generation than me. They all wanted to be Colin McRae. They wanted to be Richard Burns. And then we have 20 years of nothing, and the audience grows older. A win for Evans, a world championship for Evans, would have been fantastic for British rallying. It will be more difficult for Evans this year, but I think he does have a chance again. But yeah, that off down that bank, it was very, very difficult to watch, and we've seen it dozens of times since, unfortunately.
United States is for me, it's always been a question mark. They took football, soccer as they call them, many years ago, and it was very slow to make it MLS. And what's happening with rally in the United States?
The Americans like what they like. They like what they like. Baseball. What a strange game baseball is. They like NASCAR. They like their own types of sport. And it can be quite difficult to introduce Americans to a new discipline. But rallying's got all of the ingredients that you would imagine you would need to be successful in the States. I know that there are big efforts being made to investigate the possibilities of putting on a round of the championship somewhere in America at some point, and hopefully not the not too distant future. I just think it would be great. I think there's so much potential. There's potential in the American Rally Championship. There's potential in terms of rallying in the States. I'm really hoping that we visit South America on a regular basis. We go to Mexico on a regular basis. Why not go to the United States of America as well?
Hopefully we'll see each other very soon, very, very soon.
Oh, can't wait.
I can't wait to go to every rally, to be involved in this normal rally situation. So I want to thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for giving us the time that you have given us, and also the good ideas, the good thoughts that you always gives the rally family.
Sebastián, it is always my absolute pleasure to talk with you guys. You guys are enthusiastic, you're knowledgeable. We are doing our bit to make sure that in the second half of the year that we all come to South America and we can all enjoy Rally Chile with you guys. So yeah, times are hard, times are difficult, but there is hope. There is hope, there is light, and we're all looking very, very much forward to seeing you, Sebastián, and your wonderful team later on in the year.